Hello and welcome to the Temple Mountain Podcast. My name is Shogun. Joining me today are my good friends Kasheka, who will be interviewing my other good friend, OpenEyeProject, aka Simulation World. We've done many podcasts in the past, he and I. Today, Kasheka is going to be the interviewer, but you can find this in all our podcasts, Temple Mount Official Roundtable Podcast and Temple Mount Podcast on YouTube, BitChute, and the Temple Mount Discord server. That being said, thanks for agreeing to do the interview today, Kasheka, and thanks for joining us again for what might be our 13th or 14th podcast, OpenEyeProject. Always a pleasure to listen to you. So that being said, take it away, Kasheka.
Thanks, Shogun. Thanks for the intro. So, OpenEye, tell us, what is it that you want to talk about?
Well, I've been doing Roger Lear's alien implant, research and stuff, and I found out a couple of things. The thing is, we're gonna have to really I have to join a scientific, group of people to make sure all these things work according to science. I figured out a Faraday cage thing. I actually went into water. I did some. These are the things I found out that works on alien implants. Rock and roll music, like a radio station, putting loud music on, that interferes with the alien implants. Going into water like a swimming pool, going all the way underwater. And it's kind of weird because John was baptizing in water, and he lived in the water pretty much because he was, and it's kind of weird. Maybe he knew something that no one knew. But when you get into water, it's just like a Faraday cage. You could make a Faraday cage with aluminum wire with aluminum foil all around, the floor and everything, and it's supposed to stop all the Wi-Fi stuff, and one weird thing was this teacher had a little box like a microwave, okay, and he did aluminum foil all around it, and he put one batch of seeds germinating with water inside the Faraday cage. And the other one didn't have Faraday cage and all the Wi-Fi, that's going around. And the one weird thing that happened, and I learned this today. I just saw it on a video that he did it in a student, in school, like a high school or something, and they filmed it. Well, guess what? The one that was in the Faraday cage, it grew. It started growing, real tall. The other one that was out in the middle of the, school, with all the Wi-Fi, it didn't grow. And the students were amazed because they didn't think that would happen, But
so, what is it that grew?
Oh, seeds that they planted. They planted seeds, like germinating in ground. But what I'm saying is, with all this Wi-Fi stuff and alien implants, it does have effect on living organisms, And another thing I was talking to the guy, I was talking to him about doing the water thing in the Faraday cage as a scientific thing. He says, yeah, what if you have a wall, a wall built inside the wall, like water, like 6 inches of water thick. And you use that as a Faraday cage. And I thought, man, that's fucking really cool. That's a cool idea. Or you could submerge a box underwater, like put weights where you pull it, have a winch, like on the bottom of the pool, pull the Faraday cage underwater. You could do it like that instead of building the Faraday cage, and stop the alien implants like that. So that was the different ways of stopping the Faraday cage, with the alien implant stuff, The thing is, the aliens and the scientists or whoever was made a deal with the aliens, the humans were too stupid at the time to know what the aliens were doing. Okay. Everybody needs to know that. They just was too fucking dumb. They just too fucking stupid. Didn't know that what these alien implants are doing is evil. And the thing is, I'm glad Roger Lear got to do his work, and then I had to do my work, because the only way to save us is knowledge.
Okay, so
Uh,
let me see if I got this straight. You're saying that the Faraday cages will stop any negative type of interference from alien implants. Is that correct?
yeah, it would stop it from transmitting and giving transmission out or in, like a Wi-Fi, like any kind of Wi-Fi shit, because Wi-Fi is invisible, just like the transmissions of alien implants is invisible too. So
So is that all part of the political conspiracies part that you were mentioning, that the posting for this podcast
well,
mentions?
the beginning of this year, I told everybody on Twitter, I says we gotta the disclosure of disclosure was 2020 and 2021 and 2022. Okay, that was the 3 years of disclosure, because I was part of it. And then, see, whatever I'm part of, whatever's done, it's done. It's over with. And I told people in January, it's 2023 now, the things that we need to worry about the most now, since we proved that aliens exist and stuff, is the simulation and alien implants and the alien abductions. Well, the government's still covering up that stuff right now. All that stuff, the people that's going to Congress and telling people about, alien spaceships and alien recovery of spaceships, all that stuff is going on now. Okay, but they're not going down where we need to go. We got to turn the page and start working on this, because we're behind. It's kind of like on Alice in Wonderland. I'm late for a point and date. I'm like the fucking the white rabbit, right? And I'm fucking late. I should have been involved in this stuff a long time ago.
So is there a way that you can catch up?
Yeah, we could catch up. I mean, the science, we have a lot of science going on now. The thing is, the reason why they're not telling people what happened with the contract with aliens and stuff is because the people that made the deal, they don't want to be alive, because they will be liable for criminal, going to prison, or even the death penalty, or even treason, because that's a foreign power. That's just like aliens is a foreign power. Anything foreign or domestic. So, and the weird thing is, it's foreign and domestic. That means it's within our country, and it's a foreign government. Aliens. The thing is, we have to tell the truth. The truth is going to come out sooner or later, and I'm part of the disclosure part. And the thing is, I'm planning on going to Washington D.C. as a whistleblower, but I already sent the paperwork in once, but I'm gonna have to send it in again about MUFON, because I went to MUFON and told them I can't get help from them. I can't get help from no doctors. No doctors are doing it. Dr. Roger Lear was doing it, and another dude in Alaska. I tried to find this dude, and his name disappeared. No one knows who this dude is. I researched it. I asked other people to fucking find him too, and it's like the government says, "Boof, he's gone."
Well, what's the paperwork that you're talking about?
With the paperwork of what?
Well, you're saying you were going to be going to Washington D.C. and you've already put the paperwork in. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
your findings or something?
As a whistleblower.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to go testify to Congress about what I found out. And I even went to the FBI and asked them for help too, and they wouldn't help me.
So can you share with us the things that you have found that you plan on disclosing in Washington?
Well, I got alien implants with ultrasounds and X-rays and stuff, and I've already I have to go testify because I was abducted by aliens, and we need more people that have been abducted to come forward. And another thing is, when I do go to Congress, I'm gonna ask them to form the agency to do research on alien implants on all the people that were abducted by aliens. And I'm gonna probably be I'm gonna probably be the the main person,
So
to
do you have a
you know.
memory of the abduction?
Oh
What
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, I had a couple memories. I remember running away from them. Somehow I got away and I was running, and they had these black people with guns looking for me, and I was like hiding in the wall and shit, they were fucking after me or whatever. And then I ran around and I saw these three white people in a chair, sitting in a chair, and then I ran around and bam, someone hit me in the head, and I thought it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. It was actually real. And then when I was finished with my research on the motorbike, I went down during the wintertime down to Santa Barbara in a homeless shelter, and I haven't slept in a bed for like a year. And I go in the homeless shelter, and I knew about. That's why I didn't go to the homeless shelter in the beginning, because I knew the government made a deal with them. And so I went anyway. I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna have to see and just hope I don't fucking run into them." And the first night, I'm laying there and I see it. My hand's going numb, my left hand, and I look to my left, and this alien has my hand. He has, he has his hands on my hand. And then I looked at.
What did the alien look like?
Well, he had a big head. He was like 3 foot tall. Um, you know. And they had two other ones that were scanning my legs. And the weird thing is, they were like artificial intelligence. They were like AI, because the scanning was like some kind of computer generated thing that was in their eyeballs, and they were scanning my legs and stuff. And I was about to say, "Oh, I'm gonna have to get up and fucking kick the shit out of these motherfuckers." And I started looking around, and I could see that I was still in the fucking, I could still see the bunk beds, like they were in the spaceship, like they were down. Either they had beamed me up and I was in a hologram, or they was like right there. They were right there next to my bed. And I said, okay, the next day, and I fell asleep. All at once I got tired, and bam, I blacked out. So whatever that alien was doing, he must have been putting something in my body to make me sleep. Because right after that, when I started thinking that stuff, I just blacked out. Just boom, I went to sleep.
So
I
do you
got
have
real.
any memories of being in a spacecraft or anything, or a spaceship?
Oh yeah. That was another time. No, I was running from them,
What did you
and
see?
but I went to another homeless shelter, and early in the morning I looked up above. It was a nice one. It was, I guess it was nicer. And I looked up above early in the morning, and I seen a big mothership above the homeless shelter in Santa Barbara. Okay, Santa Barbara is where some rich ass people live. And I know damn well the government knew that fucking spaceship was above us, because I could see the damn thing. And I know that the government has technology where they could see these things. So, I mean, that was pretty much proof that they really made a deal. Or maybe this, I could give them the shadow of the doubt and say, well, maybe the U.S. government don't have technology to see this spaceship, cloaked or whatever. So,
What do you
but the
think the
thing
tie
is,
is for the homeless shelters?
huh?
Why? What's the deal that you think that they made with for the homeless shelters?
Well, what they did was, the government looks at the homeless people as worthless people. The worth of them is zero. Uh, and they made a deal with them. But the thing is, I heard by the grapevine or whatever that the government found out that the aliens were abducting more people than that wasn't on the list. and they had a, so, but the thing is, this stuff has to stop, whatever. I don't know. I mean, you need somebody that works in the government that could see like me, that knows things like me. And I'm the only one that can actually go and communicate with aliens. And I could tell the aliens, you're full of shit,
So can you tell us what kinds of things it is that you see? You
Well, I
said
can
you're
see
able to see.
they're in trees. During the day, I can't see as good. I could see them in the shade good. The sun actually stops you from seeing it because it's so bright. Um,
So the fact that you can see, does that help you to be able to communicate with the aliens better than most?
yeah, because I had some encounters with the spirit, like in the library at a bookstore or whatever, and the spirit was moving along the ground, and they walk underneath the ground, like, and their head is like at the top of the floor, top of the floor, and he looks up at me. I see him moving, and I'm like watching him, and he sees me that I'm watching him, and he looks up at me. He says, "Hey, man, you know what? You were supposed to see." And when they first started talking to me, it like freaks me out. Like, wow, I just heard them say something. But they're not talking in the telepathy. They actually move in their mouth. And then I was doing some research with vegetables and fruits and vegetables and stuff. And I started looking at these big apples. It was around Christmas. They had these big bowl of apples, big apples. I says, wow, this would be a good experiment. So I looked far away, a chair, and I sat there watching the bowl of apples from like 10 feet first. So I want to observe, like just like I did the peaches, the people that live in peaches. So when I got closer and closer, I got real close, and you could see that the apple has like a mirror, like a waxy mirror thing on it. And one of the spirits came up to the surface, and I seen him. His little head popped out, and he says, "Hey, man, this is our home." And it freaked me out when I saw that. It's like, okay, like I was a peeping Tom or something. Like I guess he thought I was looking inside the apple kind of thing. But you know, but yeah, I was looking at the apple, to see what I could see. And the weird thing is when they talk to me like that, I didn't try to, ask a question. I said, if I'd asked the Apple person, I says, what happens when we eat y'all? But I can answer that question. You know,
So
you
that's
know, I,
spirits, right? You were saying earlier
yeah,
that the aliens also watch us. So is it is the spirit world and the alien world, I guess, are they separate or are they the same thing?
no, well, they do have alien spirits, and they do have, human spirits and stuff like that. But the time that I went remote viewing the CIA, I saw an alien. I must have went somewhere in a spaceship or underground or something, and I saw an alien with a metal table, like a doctor place or whatever room. And I remember bowing, pushing my head down, like looking forward, bending my back, like, oh, that's an alien. And then he turned around and looked at me, and he did the same thing, like he could see me. Now I knew I was in my spiritual body, that I should be invisible to him. But he looked at me and he could see me and says, oh crap, you could see me. And I started getting away. I started leaving, you know, and he started to follow me or whatever because he saw me.
So what happened out of that?
So what I'm saying is these aliens can see because that some of these, the black, how they got black eyes? That's just a covering, like a pair of contact lens, like, you know? like a contact lens.
To help them
You
see
know,
better or something? Do you know?
well, they could see the spirit world, whatever, better
So
than we can, I think.
what happened when that one was chasing you because you realized that you could see him?
No, he could see me. I realized he could see me, and I says, "Oh shit, I got to get the fuck out of here," because I don't know if he got a weapon or what he got, you know. So I had to get the hell out of there. But that's one thing that I found out, that they could. They have technology where they have developed like night vision. Okay, well, I think that's how we got night vision technology. Um, and one time I seen a video where they were experimenting on this alien, and they took the outside cover of the lens off the eye, and it came right out, and then it looked like a human eye. You know, it was like a big eyeball with a human eye in it. Like, and I was like, what the fuck? I said, damn, I always knew, I didn't know, they had a lens like that they could take off and on, but they leave it on so they could see the invisible dimension, I guess. So there's, it took years for me to learn a lot of things. It takes a lot of time, because, you can't see everything all at once. That's not how it works. And, but they're in everything you eat. I mean, they live. I've seen some bad spirits saying that, oh, what's his name said to get inside the meat so we could eat the meat, and then they go inside of us. So these spirits are actually deliberately getting inside the meat. Now, for what purpose? I think it's eternal. They want to get inside and take over the body, because the body, all the experts are saying that the aliens are saying that our body is a vehicle that they could drive around, they could take over, they could possess it and take over.
So if you're in a Faraday cage, does that stop that, or is it just for the implants?
Well, when I got in the water and I stopped the frequency, I was like watching, and they said, oh, look, he's got his body parts back now, or whatever. Because what happens is, every frequency, if they set up a system where frequency goes to one person, I'm going to call him Frankenstein, the bitch that's Mr. Frankenstein or Miss Frankenstein. Well, if that frequency is on your leg, and your body part, your spiritual body part, goes to this little bitch, 13.8 hertz or whatever it is. And every frequency is somebody, Every living being is a frequency, and that's how it works. That's the science of it. So, when you get into the water, it stops the frequency. Or if you get in a Faraday cage, it would stop the frequency, from transmitting and stuff, because we're quantum entanglement. So that's why the Mayans used to kill the humans, and rip their hearts out, because if they did it to the physical realm, they did it to the quantum entanglement spiritual realm. See, it's connected, because I've been seeing what's been going on. And quantum entanglement, everybody says it's a theory, but it's really real. Because one time, I got pissed off, and I said, fuck it, man, I'm just gonna hang upside down. Just hang upside down and fuck these motherfuckers over,
So what
And
happened with
all
you
these
hanging upside down?
and all these people from in heaven fucking started falling head first down to earth,
Because
just
you were
like
hanging
when,
upside down?
yeah, just like when Simon, what they call Peter, Saint Peter, he was crucified upside down. He did that on purpose, because he was like me. He was quantum entanglement person, just like I am.
So you're
That's
saying
why
because of quantum entanglement that caused all the spirits to fall because you were upside down?
yeah. Well, what happens is, these spirits have been betrayed. They betrayed me or whatever and shit, the kingdom or whatever. So I have to teach him a lesson sometimes, and sometimes I hang myself upside down or I stand on my hands and shit. And I could see everybody, when I do it, I could see all these people hanging upside down. But
So
some
were
of
they?
this,
Sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
So that's the evidence of quantum entanglement, because they had a little kid when I first found out, that a kid actually admitted it. This little child was talking to, and it was funny to listen to a child talk. And I'm like laying down waiting for the bus by a building, and this little kid said, "Hey, Dad, look, he must be the one that puts us to sleep at night." You know, because see, when night comes, that's when the evil spirit starts moving around and doing things, the bad ones. And God created a way where they couldn't do that at night. But the aliens figured out how to stop it, or, do something to stop it where they could still do bad things at night, when you're sleeping. But the other side of the world is walking around. So I don't know what offsets it, because if I am laying down and the other dude that's walking around, would offset it. That's if he's one of the quantum entanglement persons, You see what I'm
So
saying? So if we're laying down, you got to imagine, it's not just me laying down, it's you too. It's everybody's laying down at night, on this side of the world or that side of the world. But then if you think about it, one side of the world is dark and then one side has light. So someone's walking around, but what if he's not what if they don't have no quantum entanglement on that side of the world? What if I am the only one? That's the weird thing. What if I am the only one that's quantum entangled, with these people?
so
You see?
basically, any spirit that is connected to you through quantum entanglement, those are the ones that are going to be affected by whatever it is that you do.
Yeah, like if I lay down on, and what I did was in the beginning to let loose, I found out that they had all these people tied up and in prison and stuff. What I would do, I would lay to the north, and then I would do like 5 minutes, and then I would lay to the south. Then I'd lay to the east and the west, and I would do like, the compass thing, and I was trying to let loose people. And then one thing is, when I did the upside down thing, the dude can't walk no more. Some people they can't walk. They got to have my body. They got to have my legs to walk around on this earth. That's why they're attacking my legs and trying to steal my body parts. Because when I hang upside down, one dude was saying, "I can't live without you, dude. I can't walk." And they were bitching about, they can't walk unless they have, unless they're quantum entangled with me.
I have a question. Open
Hold
eye.
up, we're not ready for questions yet, man.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
open it up for audience
Yeah,
questions.
we're gonna open up later.
But I do have a
But
question about what you were doing. Like, what actually was the effect of you lying to the north, to basically the cardinal directions, right? The compass directions, as you were saying. What changes did that affect? Like, what did that do by
well,
you lying in those directions?
because what they were doing bad stuff to me, I wanted to put chaos upon the world. I was gonna do all kinds of shit and fuck up every fucking thing. And like, I was hoping that these bad guys wouldn't be able to walk the earth. If I let loose the quantum entanglement people out of them, and I might be able to save myself from being attacked by them. And that was my process in my mind, because I was trying to stop them from walking or doing anything, right? And later on, I found out that they found out about the quantum entanglement, so I started seeing people, they were hanging people upside down, like, what's his name? Odin. Remember how Odin, he hanged himself upside down and stuff on a tree? Well, guess what? He must have known what I know. Odin might have been the quantum entanglement person at his time. and maybe he had to do the same shit that I'm doing.
Yeah.
So,
My curiosity is killing me. I don't know who it was that was wanting to ask a question right now. This may be a good time to ask the question because of the fact that OpenEye is currently talking about this specific topic. So whoever it was that was going to ask a question, do you still want to ask your question?
Yeah, I was just curious about the individual, the spirit or whatever he's interacting with, that had no legs. Do you think he had lost his legs in the previous life, in his old life, and now he is legless in the spirit realm as well?
yeah, it could be from a battle from ancient days. I saw him stealing Orion's belt. The spirit that's connected to Orion's belt. They were stealing part of his body. The thing is, the quantum entanglement. These spirit people know how it works down to the wire. I just learned of it because I started to watch what's going on, and uh, they started taking this certain name from somebody. Like they would have a group of spirits in this mountain, and they would just invade the mountain and says, "We're taking this dude out of you," and then they found out they can't walk. They
Yeah.
take one, the left hand, or they take the right hand. See, the quantum entanglement is left and right hand. So the left hand, if you take the left hand from the right hand, he can't fucking walk, or vice versa, whatever. It all depends which one, who quantum tang. There's probably there could be 12 to 10 or 14 different quantum entanglements that they have experimenting on the aliens and stuff.
So what do you
And
mean about the left and the right hand?
well, when they created a slave race and they wanted to the power was the left-handed, the people of say God or the creator, they, like the human race, whatever it is, they connected the right hand. So you remember that goat thing that's pointing at the moon, and then the other one's the right hand's pointing at the moon, and they got another dude, I don't know, it's a god or whatever, I forgot. There's a same thing where the right hand's pointing at the moon. Well, the right hand is the moon. Okay. The people from Earth is the left hand. Angelic humans. Okay. The moon, well, angelic humans, but we're monsters too as well. And the moon is the demon world with their human people, whatever. I don't know if it's Egyptian. It's hard to tell who's who because they got so many different types of people. Who's from what the moon or whatever. But there's a war going on between the moon and the earth even today. Now, right now, it's been going. I've been watching this war, and I heard a spirit from the earth say, "We done took over the moon 1,000 times." The war. They took over the moon. They got in there and fought the moon people, and they took
So,
over the moon. But the thing is, if you take over the moon 1,000 times, that means they lost it 1,000 times. They lost control of the moon 1,000 times too. You see?
so the
So
war
this
with the
war is,
moon that you're talking about is the right hand that you were talking about being the moon or the demons,
yeah,
right? The demon side of humanity, I guess. And then the left hand being the power or God, the angelic humans, the good ones. So is that what you mean about the war on the moon? Basically, the battle between good and evil? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah. And the thing is, these people cannot do physical things unless they take control over the angelic human body. That's why they call it vehicles. These vehicles are being possessed by the right hand people of the moon. Okay. And I found out the brotherhood is okay. The right hand is the brother, one brother. The right and the left hand is another brother. Well, the moon brother is being told to kill his other brother, just like the Greek mythology of the blind brother killing the one that sees his other brother, and like Cain and Abel. So Cain, what if Cain was the right hand, and he killed Abel and he was the left hand? They got a lot of stories about one brother killing the other brother, and then you had Esau, and Jacob thing where one was hairy, like a hairy person of the earth, and the other one didn't have no hair, like a reptilian. So all these things go through the history of knowledge, about what I'm talking about anyway.
So when you talk about the spirits in everything or in our food trying to get into the body, is that because they're trying to control the angelic human body for that
Yeah.
purpose? Uh, and then
Yeah.
going into water, that stops them? Is that what you were saying before? Or is it only a frequency that's stopped by the going into the water or the Faraday cage?
Yeah, the frequency. But you could get the spirits off you. Say if you're surrounded. Instead of burning a circle like Nostradamus did, okay? He burned a circle around you. You could do that. But if you get water around you and you swim in there, say if all these spirits are like, it's like hitting a brick wall for them because they're spirit and your body and flesh, you can move through the water faster than they can. And then I noticed when I got in the pool, I cleaned them all off. That's the real story about baptism. Y'all don't know. I know the real story why John the Baptism was baptizing with water, so he could get the spirits off. It's to clean them off, to get them off of you, because they're all around you. They surround you. They want to possess you, and and all that stuff. And so that's the real thing about baptism, because I did research on this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. And sometimes I get away. They says, "Oh, look, he got away. He got away from him,"
So
And then
if
when
we
I
were
get
to
out of the
wash our
swimming
food,
pool,
if we
huh?
wash our apples and oranges and bananas and whatever, if we wash our food, like or put it into water, does that take away the spirits that are going to try to come in to possess our bodies?
No, they're inside. They're inside there anyway. That's where they live. The problem is the ones that are getting inside the meat or vegetables on purpose so they can enter the body. That's
So
the ones. That's the ones you got to worry about. The ones that the evil one of the moon saying, "Hey, get inside their meat. Y'all could get inside the body." And because I took a crap one time outdoors, and I seen a spirit moving. It was at night. I seen him moving, and he said he has to see. He was going to look at my shit to see what my shit was saying. Because whatever happens with the spirit world, the micro ones, the small ones, if you take a shit, you could actually talk to the shit and they would talk back to you, you know?
So how do we stop that? How do we make sure that those spirits that are trying to control our angelic human body, how do we make sure that that doesn't happen? Like if we can't wash our food and it doesn't actually help it from like cleansing off the spirits, what can we do? I'm sure that many people don't want to be talking through their poop, right?
Well, the thing is, I mean, the only thing I heard of an alien taking a vitamin thing and it would dissolve in their mouth, and then the FBI or whoever, they tried to do it too, and it wouldn't dissolve in their mouth like the other one did. For some reason, you almost got to take a damn pill to stop it, or blend all your food. Like if you have, say, if you do an oranges or whatever kind of fruit or vegetable, you got to blend it up so you could chop these bitches all up. That might be the best way. And I heard of a dude doing that stuff where he blends all his food up and he's taking vitamins. He's trying to figure out a way to stay young and stuff, and it looks like it's working because he looks young even though he's old. And I heard of some dude doing the research on that, blending all his food. That might be the best way to do it.
So blending our food and taking frequent baths, I guess, or going swimming in the water, like a lake or a river or something, or the ocean.
Yeah, well, you know what? These spirits that were in my body, they said they had to come back, and they says, oh, he put garlic. He did the baptism of garlic, and they said they had to get out. They were screaming like, we gotta get out. He's doing it. He's doing the garlic baptism. And I found out you could use borax too. Borax is real cheap. One couple people told me about that. I said, damn, I'm gonna have to get. I gotta get in a bathtub or something.
Now I wonder if
And,
there's anything else aside from garlic or borax that a person can use.
well, baking soda with borax and some other things. The lady said to detox you, and it takes worms out. It takes all kinds of bad stuff out of you. I'm thinking about getting some borax and some let's see, what is it? Baking soda, and mix it up in a bath like that and try that. Oh, you know what I did? A sauna, dude. Look, I got the poison out of my fucking head, out of my brain. Because it's quantum entanglement, okay? So I know they've been putting stuff in my head, like on top of my head, something to kill my brain or something. And I did a sauna. And I said, you know what? And then I did the cold shower too, right after. I just, whoo. Because if you do that, it makes these hormones come out, and it's good for you. Jumping in the cold water, your body just goes into a shock, and then the thing is, opening and closing your pores for your skin is good. Sweat, take a cold shower right after, and I did that 3 times. Dude, I started seeing stuff. I thought I was tripping. I thought I was fucking tripping out. I was looking at the lights, the fluorescent lights and shit, and they looked different. They looked like magical fucking light bulbs or something, And I could
You were
see
being
spiritual
cleansed.
beings inside that. So, and then the weird thing was when I got out to go to go where I was going to camp out at, I saw a spirit say, look, his brain came back to life. Like they fucking tried to kill my brain to stop me. Yeah, in the quantum entanglement world.
So if you were to do that on a more regular basis, you'd be even stronger.
Yeah, well, my life force would come back, and then, oh boy, they would be scared now. So, but they have a false. See, this world is simulated. Okay, the only way the spirit world could be simulated is they have to simulate the humans first. That's the
What do you
only way
mean
it's
by
gonna
that?
work.
What do you mean
Huh?
by that? What do you mean by that? The
Well,
simulated. What do you mean?
the spirit world simulated. They have a false god or false creator or somebody, and they got a false hero's journey too. What they do is they make a scenario where, oh, look, the bad guys are coming. It might be all, CGI bullshit, whatever. 6G or whatever, computer animated bullshit, whatever. And with the spaceship, technology and shit. And then they say, oh, look, here comes the dude with the white horse. And then he kills all these bad guys. And then they says, hey, he saved us, So that's the oldest trick in the book. I mean, really, the hero's journey, that's the fucking oldest thing in the book. And the thing is, I found out they were simulated, the spirit world, too. And then I realized, when I started doing research on humans and seeing what's going on, I realized they're simulating us. The Catholic Church simulated us. Now the politician people are simulating us.
Like a simulation?
Well, simulation is where you make people believe a certain thing, and you don't tell them everything that's the truth. You hide the truth, like they're hiding the truth of aliens. They're hiding the truth of all the cancers could be saved. The medical people are wanting money. They want that. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. What if this company is making like $300 million a year, just one person, profit, just getting that money? Man, 300, say $500 million a year on pharmaceuticals. It could be more than that if you count all of the pharmaceuticals. So you take that $300 million out the picture, guess what? No more rich man, bitch, and they're willing to kill for it. They're willing to kill you, and they have killed. They killed herbal medicine people. They killed two more doctors that found out that this cure for cancer cures everything. And I knew that with this other study with this other dude. And I think I told Shogun about that. I says, you know what? A lot of people don't know. If it cures cancer, it cures everything. Yeah. And
So
finally,
why?
yeah, go ahead.
Well, what did they finally do?
Um,
Well, I was
what
just
you mean?
wondering why, if you know why they would want to uh, hide that from us. Do you have any
Well,
idea?
that's how simulation works. That's how simulated things work. Simulated worlds. Okay, I'm gonna give an example. They have different types of simulated worlds, -9 to -0 to +9. You could
What
have
does that mean?
different civilizations to be simulated. Different ways. You could have a thing where there's no religion, it's all politics, and have them all believing in the politics thing, or it could be no politics and all religion, and then you could say, well, we're going to let some of them know about the aliens, and this other world, we're not going to let nobody know about the aliens, no alien interaction at all, you know.
Like parallel realities or something? Like where level
Yeah,
-9 is, no politics. Not -8 is politics, but everybody loves everybody. -7 or +7 is a different reality. Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, they could set up
Okay.
different realities in different worlds and different civilizations. They could have people to hate people. Look at the Chinese and the North Koreans. They say that Americans eat their babies and shit, or some kind of crazy shit. It's all about lies. That's what this controlling people's mind is part of the simulation.
So is
Controlling the
that
knowledge,
because of
huh?
controlling the knowledge? Sorry, go ahead. Controlling the
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah. By controlling the knowledge, you control them. The people.
And is that in every case, whether it's the -9 or the +9 or the 0 reality or the simulated reality, is that because of the war on the moon, basically the fight between good and evil? Is that because of it all?
No, it's not because of it. What I'm saying is, whatever they're doing here, um, they have an agenda. I mean, it's a big experiment. It's like a zoo. Like Lou Alexander said, he said, everything that we've been told is not accurate. Everything we've been taught in Sunday school, he said, and whatever. And he said that like right before Thanksgiving last year. And then he said, we're not at the top of the food chain, that we're kind of in the middle. That means like zero, -0. So he agreed exactly what I'm saying. And then yet the other dude works for the CIA, said he's doing disclosure too. And he said it's official. Something's going to happen in 2027. And you remember I told y'all about 2027, huh? Because
Yeah, remind us.
it lines up with my mother. I mean, it's obvious that I probably would say that. I mean, I don't have no proof about it, but me being the messenger that I am, the 27 has to be the number. I mean, and 2027 comes, So, but then it's kind of weird that the CIA is saying exactly what I'm saying, and Gary Nolan and some other people were saying this is what Gary said. He says, "Look, we don't know if y'all ready to know the truth. That's how bad it is. That's how bad these aliens are doing stuff to us. Okay? And then I'm telling y'all a lot of things that's happening that no one else is telling, because they have a vow not to tell because they're working for the government. I don't have no vow with them. I never signed a contract with the government, So But if something happens to me, I got to tell y'all something. It's got to be on recording, because if I don't tell y'all what I'm thinking or what I know, some other ding dong's gonna come around and try to tell y'all what I'm thinking, or try to mess up my words or something, stuff like that. So it's better that I speak out loud about what I'm learning day by day.
Very true. And I'm glad you're doing that with us. I think this is a really
Yeah.
good time to open it up for audience questions. Does anyone have a question? Does anyone have a question for Simulation World? I think they're all still soaking it up.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lot of information. I mean, the thing is, we need to have scientists. We need people to get out the churches. We need people to get out there and learn about science. We need workers. We got a big problem with this daggone medical coalition with Charles Schwab, and these motherfuckers think they're gods, dude. They're fucking crazy people. And John Lennon got killed a long time ago because he said these people that's running this world, they're insane. Okay? And he got killed for saying that. Because look, if John Lennon ran for president years ago or whatever, he would have won. Because you could just tell the dude's smart. I mean, he got a good head on his shoulders and stuff. And they're willing to kill people that threatens their agenda. And I'm probably one of the next ones. I mean, I'm probably one of the top ones on the list. But I had a CIA lady come, or whoever works for the government, said not to worry. But the shit, man, all the shit that I'm seeing, there's a lot to fucking worry. This spy game. This is like spy kill spy game, where we got to shut this motherfucker up, man. I mean, he's telling too much stuff, and we don't like it, And I don't give a fuck. They say the human race is not ready. The human race is ready for any damn thing. That's why I'm telling people what I'm telling y'all. You ready? I mean, and if you ain't ready, put some fucking diapers on and go suck on your fucking thumb and go watch TV or something. Go suck on your thumb and put a fucking diaper on you. All right? Because
Do
you
you
know
think the
what?
majority? Go
Huh?
ahead. You know what?
Go ahead. What you was going to ask?
I was just going to ask if you think that the majority of the population is ready. Or do you think that they
Oh,
just
yeah,
want to
they're ready.
not change things and keep the status quo, which everybody's complaining about anyways?
Well, they did say that they wanted to go ahead and do it, a slow, but you still got NASA denying it. I mean, even the NASA, I mean, they got another part of the group that's saying, oh, we don't know nothing. Oh, we don't know nothing, And they're lying, dude. I could tell, man. Fuck. All the technology NASA has, and they're airbrushing UFOs and stuff on the moon. They're airbrushing stuff. I mean,
Well, that
it's
sounds
a
like it could be a really good other topics that you can do another podcast on in the future. But I'd like to ask if there's anyone in the audience that has a question for Simulation World or Open Eyes. We also know him. Before we wrap this up, right? Because we could go on and on if we're going to be talking about every other topic. Yeah, make another
Yeah,
podcast
no,
for
this
that.
has been great. Thank you, Simulation World. Thank you so much, Kasheka, for the interviewing. Very interesting stuff. I think it's a good place to wrap it up. Thanks
I
so
did
much,
have a
Simulation.
question.
Okay, go ahead, Worm.
Um, I know that you were talking earlier a lot about you believe that the government is hiding stuff about aliens, but I think I'm more concerned with what you think the aliens want out of us. Like, why would they come here? What do they gain from us?
Well, in the other universe, they have human beings. We're not the only humans. In the spirit world, they could interact. It's more like chaos. I mean, they take our bodies, and it's the body is like the temple, and it has magic and dominion over this world. And the thing is, they cannot operate. I mean, God, the creator, must have created this invisible world where they can't do nothing like physically attack us unless they're stealing someone's body and putting it on like a suit and say, oh, look, I got hands, man. Look, I could use this sword, you know. And they're using our body as vehicles. It's not a vehicle. It actually, you know, using your body to kill other people or steal things, you know, material things, spiritual things and stuff. So, and I noticed that some of these spirits, they were taking, like they would take my leg off, and I could see they're trying to put my leg on this other dude because he don't have no body like I got. He wants my body, you know, or other people's bodies. So that's the whole thing about the alien implants and possession of the human body is they can't operate in the spirit realm unless they have our bodies. They can't walk, you know. You know, it's like saying, okay, well, he ain't got arms or legs. He can't interact. You know, they can't interact with, it's like the third dimension wants to interact with the fifth or sixth dimension. And they have to have this certain body to do it, you know, physically hurt, like physically hurt me like they're doing. If I tell you what, if they never stole no bodies from the humans, none of these spirits would be able to do nothing to me. Zero. Zippity doo-dah. They wouldn't be able to harm me. They wouldn't be able to touch me or nothing. But since they've been possessing people's bodies and people giving their body away to Catholics or Christian God, you know, you just sold yourself to the devil. You know? So that's why they're doing possession. The body is not just the vehicle. They just call it that, you know. It's something bigger. It's something greater than that. Because they can't, just like I said, they can't operate in a certain dimension or do anything harmful to anybody unless they have stolen the body that could do it, you know. See? That's
Okay, OpenEye. There's a lot of great information. We can do more podcasts. I think it's a good time to wrap it up, though.
all
So
right.
thank you very much for your time, OpenEye. Thank you so much for doing the interview, Kasheka. Thank you to the live audience, anyone listening on YouTube and BitChute. You can find the Temple Mount podcast and the Roundtable podcast on YouTube, BitChute, and on the Temple Mount and Roundtable servers. That being said, everybody have a good night. God bless, and we will reconvene in Templar Tavern for the rest of the night.
Okay. Good night, everybody.